Hi, in this video, we are going to solve two problems about the applications of the quadratic functions. Our first problems here. The total cost for a company to manufacture and sell X items per week is the function C equals 70x plus 140. Whereas the revenues brought in by selling all the X items is given by R equal 97x minus 0.3x squared. Now, the question is asking how many items must be sold to obtain a weekly profit of $400. Now, we see that the number of the items in this problem is given by the X item, right? The X item. So X is the number of the items. So now they ask you how many items, which is the value of X. So X should be the question mark, right? So we are solving for the value of X in this case. Now we are solving for the value of X that when the weekly profit is $400. So we are given the fact that the profit is P, right? We are given the fact that when your P is 400. So we know that we have the function for C, the cost, the revenues, but not P, which is the profit. So how do I find the profit function? We know that profit is equal to revenue subtract the cost, whatever you gain from selling something, the X item, subtract the cost of producing that number of X items. Okay. Now we make the substitution of the function. We know that the revenue is given by here 97x subtract 0.3x squared, subtract the cost, and the cost is here 70x plus 140, which is right here. And now all you do now is you make the subtraction between these two expressions. So I make the distribution, right? Minus 1 multiplied by 70x, and also minus 1 multiplied by 140. So when I make that distribution, I should get minus, and plus become minus. And then now I do the subtraction, combine like term. 90x combined with minus 70x become plus 27x, and minus 0.3x squared, I move it to the front, and the number stay at the last position, right? I just want to write the function in the ascending power 2, 1, and 0. Now we want the profit to be 400 from the question. You want P to be 400. So I set the whole thing equal to 400, right? This whole expression here now is equal to 400. And now you are solving for the value of X. Okay, first thing is I need to move the number to one side. So I subtract 400 on both sides. I make 0 on the other side. So when minus 140 subtract 400 give me minus 540 and equal to 0. Okay, this is the quadratic function, and you need to solve for X. We can use the quadratic formula to solve for X in this case, because this is not easy to do the factoring due to the decimal values here for the coefficients. Okay, so we apply what we call the quadratic formula. X equal minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. We know that a is the coefficient in the front of the x squared, which is minus 0.3, and b is the coefficient in front of the x term, which is 27, and then the last one is a constant, minus 540 is for c. Okay, so all I do now, I make all the substitution of a, b, c into this formula. So minus b minus 27 plus or minus the square root b squared 27 squared minus 4 times a, which is minus 0.3, times c, which is multiplied by minus 540, divide by 2 times a, 2 times minus 0.3. Combine that together inside under the radical, you should get 81 if you multiply them by the calculators. And then you know that we have two different values, right? One we go with the plus side, the other one we go with the minus side, so plus and minus, two different values. And then just simplify them. You add them, divide by minus 0.6. One you add, one you subtract, and you should get 1 is 30. This is the value of x. This is also the value of x, which is 30 and 60. So you must sell, you need to sell 30 or 60 items in order for you to get the weekly profits of 400. Okay, so that is the first problem. Now is the second problem. Another application problem for the quadratic function. Okay. A company that manufactures the flash drives know that the number of the drives X can sales each week is related to the price P in dollars of each drives by the equation. So this is the equation of X. X is the number of the drives is selling, and P is the price. Find the price P that we bring in the maximum revenues. Okay, so you want to find the P, right? That means you want to find P equals something, the price. What is the price that will maximize the revenues? Okay, so first thing is you need to figure out what is the revenue equation or function. So we are looking for the revenue function R equals something. We know that the revenues is equal to the products of the price P and the number of the items sold X, or R is X times P or P times X, the price times the number of the items. We know that X is given as a function of the price P, so instead of writing X, you write 1900 minus 100P for X. You want to convert everything back to to P, because you are solving for the value of the price P. Okay, and now from here we make the distribution. You get 1900 times P, and then plus and minus give me minus P, and P give me P squared and 100. Okay, so now this is the function for the revenues, and you want to maximize this value, and what should be the price P. Okay, so in fact this function for the revenue R is the parabola because of the square term here. So we know that the parabola is either open down or open up, but in this case the value of A is minus 100, which is the coefficient in front of the square term. Minus 100 less than 0, so you know that the parabola is open down. Now another thing is, when the parabola is open down, you know that it should have the max value. That's why the question is asking you to find the value of P that gives you the max revenues. This is the function R, and you want to find the max value. Remember, the x-axis is the price, the y-axis is your revenues. Okay, so you have the price x-axis, the revenues for the y-axis, and the location of the max is the x and y, and you want to find the value of the price, which is the value of the x location. And remember, this is the vertex of the parabola, and the x-axis of the vertex, the x location of the vertex, has the formula of minus b over 2a. right? Okay, so from the function of the revenue R, we know that minus 100 is A. The number in front of the first degree term is 1900. There's no number here, the constant, so C0. So the value of the location of the x, which is P, is given by minus B over 2A. You know that minus B, your B is this, over 2 times A, and your A is minus 100. And you find that the price is 9.5. So the price should be 9.5 dollar to give you the max R, the max revenues, right? So P, this is the location of the x of the vertex, and which is minus P over 2A, give you the value of the max Y. So that's all you have to do. Now, find the maximum revenue is the next question. Once you know the price that gives you the max value, all you do now is you go back to the revenues function. You plug in the value that gives you the max, which is 9.5 to P, and that should give you the value of the revenue R. Okay, so that's give you the max value. So this is the R function. Again, R stands for the revenues, and we found that earlier. Now the price that gives you the max value should be 9.5. So anyway you see P, you plug in 9.5 because you are looking for the max revenues. Okay. So anyway you see P, you plug in 9.5, and then we simplify that. We found out that the revenue is the max revenue should be $9,025 as the price of 9.5 for P. Okay, so that's the end of this video, and I hope it will help you for the section 7.2. Thank you.